So, Amanda, what's the latest information you have on your aunt's situation?
Thank you for having me. I just wanted to make one quick clarification, is that she went to Iran for personal reasons to visit friends and family. She also just happened to have some time there to do some archival research at the Parliamentary Library, but her visit in Iran was for personal reasons predominantly. In terms of her current predicament, since Monday we have had no access to her, and we don't know on what basis she's being detained. Her lawyer has not had access to her in Iran, and neither have her family members there. And so we're very concerned about the lack of access, but also not knowing where exactly in Evin prison she's being held, whether she's in solitary confinement, and other conditions of her detention.
Why do you think she is being detained?
I'm personally very baffled. The rest of the family were very confused. Homa is an academic. Her work is purely academic. She's an anthropologist. The work that she has done has been very measured and balanced and even-handed, and most of her work is actually on issues outside of Iran. She hasn't done, she's done some work on Iran, but it hasn't been her main focus. And so I'm very confused about why her academic work seems to be a source for her current predicament. I believe that this may be a misunderstanding or a misinterpretation of her academic work and what she does as an anthropologist.
And I understand you're also concerned for her health, right, in terms of medication?
We're very concerned for her health. My aunt is 65 years old. She suffers from a neurological condition, and she has not had access to that medication since Monday, and she does need it. She also has chronic tension headaches and is generally quite frail, and I'm very concerned, and the whole family were very concerned for her well-being.
What has the Canadian government been doing, or what have you heard from them in terms of responding to this?
I've been in touch with the Canadian government, and they have been trying to do what they can. However, given the fact that there are no diplomatic relations between Canada and Iran, an unfortunate policy choice of the previous government, this has put a lot of dual nationals, Canadian Iranians, in a situation where they don't have access to consular services, and in a situation such as the one my aunt faces, it has been detrimental to her case. So I'm encouraged by the fact that Minister Dion wants to reestablish a dialogue with Iranians, with the Iranian government, but I worry that this will take too long, and it won't be reestablished in time to help Homa get out of this situation.
Have you tried to speak with officials with the government of in Iran?
I believe some private letters were sent on behalf of academic institutions and academic associations to members of the Iranian government, and we've been trying to alert them of this situation and to also clarify any misunderstandings that may be taking place and provide any facts that they might need to understand that Homa is an anthropologist. She's a professor. She's not political. She's not an activist, and she's not involved in anything that could even be remotely seen as seditious or as acting against the state.
What's your biggest concern at this point?
My biggest concern is the fact that everything has been so opaque and unclear. Both in Iran, since Monday, we have no idea what the charges are. We don't know why she's in this predicament. Especially a scholar like her, who has been very generous in her comments about the Iranian government and the policies that they've enacted. She's given credit to them when they have enacted policies that have benefited women and women's issues, which is her area of expertise. I'm very concerned that this is quite arbitrary, and when there's no reason, it makes it very difficult for us to be able to find a solution out of this.
I'm sure Zahra Kazemi has come up in your discussions with families, and is that the kind of thing that you're worried about? She was an Iranian Canadian, and Canadians are familiar with that case.
Yes, Zahra Kazemi's case was a very unfortunate case, both in Iran and here in Canada, and we're very concerned. And we hope that the Canadian government has learned a lesson from the way that was handled, and that they can be much more proactive and explore every avenue possible. We also hope that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is the entity in Iran that is currently holding Homa in prison, has also learned from that situation as well. It was very unfortunate what happened to Ms. Kazemi, and I really sincerely hope that we don't allow things to escalate in this case.